I mean, it really is so fucking smooth though. Like, it's actually so smooth. Like, I actually have to try like very minimal, like reverse entries. The jumps, I don't even feel it. Minor adjustments, the car looks smooth when you make the adjustments. Like, it's fire. I mean, bro, this car is stupid. This is so good. Like, this is so good. Yo, what up, you guys? MxgicIQ here, and today I'm bringing you guys an S14 build with an RB26 swap. Again, sorry, I apologize if you guys don't have the credits for engine swaps, but in the future I'll do more and more NA builds like the RX-7 that will be coming very soon as well, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Also, we're going to be getting back into some First Descendant stuff coming soon, so I'm just cooking up a couple builds over there right now as well. That's why I haven't been streaming as much as well. Took a couple days off, just playing some other games, trying to get some other videos done as well, and testing out a couple other things. Also, taking a little bit of time to myself. I've moved recently, as some of you guys know, and I haven't even taken any time to actually take in the surrounding world, so it's about time I did some of that. So without further ado, man, let's get straight into this build though. So we're using a stock turbo and stock camshafts for this build, and everything else I believe is ultimate, so if you guys want to just go ahead and copy that. The only other thing that's going to be stock is the exhaust manifold, and then these are all the engine settings. I highly suggest you guys just take a screenshot. Everything's max except for torque at medium, which is right in the middle at 349. So intake manifold obviously doesn't really matter. We don't use NOS. That's what this is for. This is what your peak RPM will be once you hit the NOS, just in case any of you guys are curious. Okay, our power curve looks pretty decent right there. I'm extremely happy with this build. This by far is one of the smoothest builds I have by far on wheel, controller. Like, I know you guys know the shake problem that I have on wheel. This car does none of that. No shaking whatsoever. It's absolutely perfect. I love this car. You're only going to really use first and second gear for most of the tracks in this game with this build, so just be aware of that. Our gear shifting is at the lowest possible, aka 0.16 seconds, and the first gear and the second gear and the third is really all you're going to have to tune, and the final drive. Everything else pretty much you won't even get into third, fourth, or fifth really, so just letting you guys know that off the rip. Transmission loss obviously as low as possible, and our diff locking is 100% on this build. This is a build I use to kind of lead tandems with, lead trains I guess you could say, because it's super smooth. It's not as quick as, for example, the S13 or the R34, so those cars are more adapted to chasing. This car can do both, but it's a little bit slower than some of my other builds, and it's a lot more fun honestly in terms of just getting smooth tandems done for clips and things like that. So I highly recommend you guys try this thing out. If you're trying to do like smooth clips with your friends for like TikTok or something like that, this will be a good build to go to. Weight is as low as possible for what we have set on it. Our weight is at max reduction, but we have the stock body, okay, and these are going to be the settings for that. I just realized I didn't show you guys the transmission. So we didn't swap anything. We left the stock S14 gearbox in there. We did an ultimate clutch though, a vicious 60 and an ultimate gearbox. You guys can do a welded diff, but I just do the vicious 60 because I don't know, money farm. Anyway, getting into the suspension here, we have front arms are ultimate, the rear suspension arms are ultimate, and pretty much everything else is stock except for elite springs, and rear springs are going to be ultimate. Okay, the front springs are just going to be elite though, as I don't usually lower it as much as the rear, so that's why I kind of leave it like that. Recently I've been running no stabilizer or stock stabilizers in the rear. You guys can go ahead and figure out what you want to run there. Personally, I like it how it's set up right now. As you guys see, the spring stiffness, spring length, if you guys want to just go ahead and screenshot that. Again, going number by number is just kind of pointless because you guys can literally just stop, pause, screenshot. I'm pretty sure most of you do that anyway. So here's the rear settings right here. Make sure you guys copy all that down. And as usual, you guys don't have to actually engine swap this. If you guys want to use an SR20 or something, you guys can go ahead and just copy the power to weight ratio, and it should feel kind of similar. And honestly, I really like the SR20s. I just get kind of tired of them at this point. So you guys can just run the SR20. It might even be better, but I prefer the RB26 sound personally. The front spacers and rear spacers are ultimate. Front rims are running 245 30/19, and in the rear we got 225 30/19. -5 in the front and rear. Our full tire setup is 245 25/19 in the front and 225 25/19 in the rear. And as you guys can see here, 2.1 bar in the front, 1.9 bar in the rear. If you want this to be even slower, you could increase this to 2.5 and above. That's just up to you though. Front wheel offset is 13, rear wheel offset is 7, obviously -4 plus 2 right there for your adjustments. So I hope this build does fit you guys pretty well and you guys have a good time with it. Let me know what you guys think of the builds recently that have been on the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. It's been MxgicIQ, and I'm gonna get back to doing some tandems. Peace.